What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody is doing well. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, all right, you guys. So let's get into this is Heart and Hustle Houston season 2, episode 6. So um hold on, let me see what Cheryl saying. I was going to hang out with you last night, but Tornado want to have. Listen, I understand. I trust me, I had to understand. I ended up going, and then it rained. We were outside, but we were under tent. We were in the backyard. We were under tents and stuff, child. But baby, they listen. They shot off them fireworks anyway, honey. The neighborhood was lit up, but I understand. But we listen. The next time, we'll do it. So anyway. So let's get into this episode. So last night's episode, we start off, we had Ro and Chloe going shopping. Ro is having a party for the ladies, like a dinner, and she wants everything to be like an animal theme, she's asking everybody to wear animal print. And so they're out shopping. And Chloe is like, well, are you going to invite everybody? And Ro was like, well, who is everybody? Like, I'm inviting the people that I know. And she was like, well, are you going to invite Ashley? And she was like, oh, Ashley's part of the group now? Like, I didn't know. I didn't know Ashley was part of our friend group. I didn't know that's what that was. And she was like, but I don't know if I want to invite Ashley anyway, because I feel like Ashley was kind of being a little shady. Again, I agree. I feel like Ashley was being a little shady because why Ro didn't get invited to that damn event? And Ro, the other night when we were doing our panel, shout out to the Whether You Like It or Not Heart and Hustle Houston edition panel with myself, T, and JoJo. Ro said that somebody was told that what she said was that somebody was supposed to tell her. But this is how I feel about it. Again, if this is an event honoring me of something I'm a part of, I deserve an individual invitation, either via text message, email, phone call. Don't tell somebody to tell me that I'm invited to something that you got my name attached to. Absolutely not. And even though she's on the show, so that's why she's invited. I mean, like, it was for the show, but it doesn't matter. I'm on the show. I just feel like I deserve that much respect. But anyway. So then Chloe, so sometimes y'all know how we got to do, y'all. We got to separate the show from the real. So yes, we're filming a show, so some of this stuff is done for the purposes of the show. Got it. Put it over there to the left. But let me just talk as if this is just people having a conversation. When you are telling your friends something and you know a shady comment was being made or something was said that is a shady thing, you can either go left or you can go right. You can relate the message and you can include the shade, or you can relay the conversation and you don't have to put the shade in, especially if you're trying to convince somebody that somebody is okay. Chloe, you were supposed to be trying to convince Ro that Ashley is cool. Why would you repeat something that you know is shady? You talking about the drink situation, and I guess somebody used the example of, well, when we go to spots where Ro is the manager, we never have to pay. And Ro was like, yeah, I put y'all stuff on my tab. And Ashley made a comment along the lines of, well, she's the manager, I'm the owner, yada, yada, yada. And that's a shady comment. Is it a true statement? Yes. But it's not so much the statement, it's the intent behind the statement and in the context in which it's being said. You being the owner is all the more reason why you can eat a $22 lemon drop tab. Hello? You being the owner is all the more reason why you can eat that. But neither here nor there. Neither here nor there, child. I'm going to keep it moving. Ro was like, she can come. But what's up, y'all coming in? Hey, French kids. she was like, she can come, but I still feel like it was something shady. I still feel like, but she talking about I got a wall up and maybe, and here's the thing. Ro does have a wall up, but Ro has been honest about that. I think in Ro's mind, she was like, yes, I do tend to be guarded. I do tend to be a little like, who are you and why are you here? But I think in Ro's mind, she never did anything to Ashley for Ashley to feel that way. And that's kind of where her response was coming from. But I mean, girl, you are, And so but she said, look, I'll invite Ashley, like she can come to the damn dinner. It ain't that serious. But that was pretty much what that conversation was. Now, this situation with Mimi and her family, this looks like this potentially could be a very interesting topic. The problem is she does not have two willing participants. She is interested in exploring the situation with her mom and her dad. The problem is her mother isn't interested and neither is her dad. So it kind of fell flat because neither one of them really want to get into it. She told us last year about how, her dad is, I guess he's black. I'm assuming he's black. And her mom is from India. And she talked about how her mom left her dad and how they kind of struggled. They had to live in this basement like families. What's up, DGB? What's up, boo? Good to see you too. And how they were kind of struggling and it was kind of rough or whatever. And she was saying how she's never really been had a big relationship with her dad, but she kind of wants to bring the family together. She wants to kind of bring her mom, her dad, like she's like, basically have a family dinner. And she said that her mom had been to India, she gotten sick, and that's kind of, I guess her mom getting sick and her parents getting older is kind of what's making her kind of be like, yeah, I want to bring the family together. I know it's kind of tricky for you, but would you be okay with it? And her mom was like, I mean, I come to the dinner, but don't make me talk to him. Don't sit me next to him. Don't try to create no moments. Like, I come. But that's it and that's all. Then something else was really interesting. Remember last season when Manera brought her mom and her dad and her husband together because they all lived together, and she was saying how, she really wanted them to just kind of function as one big happy family kind of thing. And her mom was saying how she still don't feel comfortable in that house and she doesn't feel comfortable around her husband. Baby, Manera and mama been living with them for 10 years. I'm not sure what more her husband can do. Like, I don't know why he doesn't feel like it's deep. And she said that she feels like her mom is dealing with some unaddressed trauma as it relates to maybe men and being around men. I don't know. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a lot of layers there. And I can appreciate that Manera is trying to bring us a story, trying to bring us something, but Cheryl said, is it me or mom has been hurt by that black man? She feels like all black men will hurt her. I'm going to say this. I feel like whatever went down between Manera's mom and dad is deep. I'm not going to speculate on what that was or what that looks like, but I think it was more than just her dad was a womanizer. I could be wrong. And again, I'm not trying to add something that has not been put out there. But I honestly do feel like it's more than just her daddy was a Rolling Stone. I agree, Cheryl. There's some trauma there. And yes, maybe she is just afraid of black men because she was just like, she said that she just was uncomfortable around her husband. And I don't get the feeling, and you never know. What's up, Powerful? Hey, boo. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. So let me be very clear. You never know what people are dealing with in their real life. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. But I don't feel like her husband is aggressive towards Manira. But for some people who are already dealing with a certain level of trauma and fear, it could just be somebody raising their voice, or you feel as though someone's raising their voice. It could be a tone. You know what I'm saying? It could be a sudden movement, depending on what you've dealt with in your life. So I don't know. I don't know. She needs to have her own little house built on their land, and then she can have her privacy. You know what, CJ Hardy? I don't even know if that would be it. I don't, because she would still be on the property. I think, I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that she's been living there for 10 years and she still doesn't feel comfortable, that is, I don't know. Yeah, I went to my braider the other day to get my hair recrimped. And this heat, I might as well save my little bit of money and time. Because baby, this heat, it have made it fall all over again. I was trying to, so it would be short, it wouldn't be so long on my and I already went to the CVS to get stuff for my trip, like my last minute toiletries, my little odds and ends. And I meant to get some more ponytail holders. And I forgot. So I need to check upstairs and see if I have any. If not, I might have to run back out to the store. Because baby, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. I'm gonna have to have some ponytail holders so I can put this stuff back. Yeah, I know how. Maybe this ain't gonna work. Anyway, the heat is disrespectful, Lock Queen. Yes, absolutely. That's why I don't want to go back out this house. That's why I got up this morning early and went out and did what I had to do and brought my ass back home, and I had no intention of going nowhere else today. But if I can't find no more ponytail holders, I gotta run down here to the CVS and go get me some. Anyway, y'all, that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry. Y'all know I be getting sidetracked easily, child. Let me focus. So it is interesting when we get to later on. I'm gonna just go ahead and skip to that conversation when we see Manira talking to her dad, and her dad kept saying, I know what happened, but I don't want to talk about it. I know what happened. Well, what did your mama tell you happened? Well, I know what happened, but I don't want to talk about it. Well, baby, daddy, either tell us what happened or don't tell us what happened. But baby, what happened? And then I saw how Manira was like, well, he said, well, do you know what happened? And she was like, I mean, I think so, but you tell me. It was almost like she knew her mother's version of the story, and maybe she didn't want to repeat what her mother had said, but wanted her dad to basically be like, I think I know, but you tell me. And her dad was like, oh, I ain't telling it. He was like, oh, I know what happened, but I ain't telling it. So I don't know. It seems to be a lot more to that conversation. I'm not really sure. So it'll be interesting because it looks like we are going to get a family dinner next week. So it'll be interesting to see. But it looked like the mama didn't show up. So Jordan and Chloe go out on a date. You know, listen. Again, I understand that Jordan is a big part of Chloe's storyline, but can we see Chloe plan a party? Especially after she dogged out this vision board situation, the way she dogged it out. Can we see Chloe plan a party? Can we see her walking around with her headset on, coordinating a bridal shower or something? I'm not taking away from the fact that Chloe does do events. I mean, again, I've been told by all, the people down to the Houston that Chloe is absolutely that girl when it comes to parties and planning and stuff like that. So I'm not questioning whether she is legit. I'm saying, can we see it? Like, I feel like we just seen 4 dates between her and Jordan, and I don't care anymore. Because I feel like we keep having the same conversation over and over again. So now we got Jordan talking to Chloe. And did y'all catch? And y'all know I be catching something. I mean stuff. Y'all know I be hearing stuff. Did y'all catch when Chloe was talking to Jordan and she said, "Did you hear?" I forget her daughter's name, but she was like, "Did you hear what she said? Did you hear her say she didn't want us to get married?" So Jordan was there in the house while you were having that conversation with your daughters? Because how else would Jordan have heard it? She didn't say, "Let me tell you what the girl said." She was like, "Did you hear what they said?" And then they proceeded to have a conversation. So you mean to tell me you were having that conversation with your daughters and he was in the house? I mean, I got to give kudos to her daughters for being that honest and sharing how they felt with him there. But why would you do that? That just, to me, that just proves their point that, damn, we can't even have a 5-minute conversation with you by ourselves. This is always around. And let me tell y'all something else too. And please, 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 I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying. Please, 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 I'm begging y'all. Please don't nobody misunderstand what I'm saying. I am not accusing Jordan of doing anything wrong. I want to be very clear. I am not accusing Jordan of doing anything wrong. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. I am not accusing Jordan of doing anything wrong. Full stop. What I am saying is, this is the problem with women who date these men and they don't listen to their kids. This is why, fast forward, we have all of these young ladies, sometimes young boys, with these horror stories about the men that their mom dated. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. Your daughter said that they're not comfortable being around Jordan. They're not comfortable with Jordan being in the home, sleeping in your bed. They are not comfortable, is what those girls said to you. And then you turn around and tell us how you got Jordan picking him up from school. You have Jordan going to their games. You have Jordan, like, and in your mind, you're like, see, he's willing to do all these great things for my daughter. See, he's not a bad guy. See. Them girls told you they don't want him around. And I'm not saying he's doing anything to them, but what I am saying is, fast forward, this is why we hear girls tell us these stories about how their mother chose a man over them. And again, I'm not saying that kids should get every single thing they want. And yes, mama need a life too. I got all of that. But what I also understand is, when you have children, sometimes there's a sacrifice that has to be made. And certain sacrifices are, I have friends who had children. They were single parents. I have guy friends and male friends who were single parents, and their kids never knew they dated. Never knew they dated. And I know they dated. I mean, we were friends. I know they had dates. I know they went out on dates. I know they had overnight company, but they didn't do it when their kids were home. They didn't do it when their kids were home. Hell, I've dated guys who I've never met their kids. You know why? Because we weren't at that point in our relationship where I needed to meet their damn kids. And I was okay with that. We're not there yet. I don't need to meet your kids. We weren't there yet. So, especially, number one, you said y'all haven't even been dating a year. Or y'all have only been dating a year. In that year, we know for a fact that man cheated on you. Why are you forcing that man onto these girls where you don't even know where this relates? And now y'all talking about marriage. I don't understand. Y'all, again, I told y'all, I ain't never been cheated on and found out when it mattered. Let me say that. I've never been cheated on and found out while I was still with that person. I told y'all I found out after the fact that I was cheated on. I didn't know while we were still in a relationship that it had happened. So I don't know what that feels like to be cheated on and have to make a decision about whether you're going to stay with that person, whether you're going to rebuild that relationship. I don't know. So because I don't know, I can't say what I will or won't do. But what I can say is if I have children, I'm absolutely taking a step back from allowing my children to be a part of that equation until I figure it out. I feel like, Chloe, you want to be in a relationship so bad that you are willing to gloss over the disrespect. There are so many red flags in this relationship, and you are willing to just speed right past all of them. The fact that this man is only a couple of years older than your child, the fact that that none of your children are feeling this relationship, the fact that this man has cheated on you, like there are so many red flags. I don't understand. Does she know his credit score? Baby, I ain't gonna lie to you. When they later on in this episode, when they went ring shopping, I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. I was thinking about that. We'll get to that in a second. Ro talking to her baby daddy. Am I the only one that picked up on the fact that the two of them was flirting? Am I the only one? Ro, girl. Y'all was flirting. You was blushing. Mm-hmm. You got up and gave that man a good twirl and lifted up your skirt so he could see what you was working with. He said, let me see what that surgery did. Let me see. And you stood up and gave that man a full frontal and a twirl, honey. And you was blushing when he got to flirting with you. Listen. Now, I ain't saying that mean y'all got to get back together, because just because y'all flirting, I ain't saying that, child. I don't know y'all like that. But it was cute. It was cute, right? It was cute. I like the fact that they had the conversation. I like the fact that Ro wasn't trying to tell him what to do. She was just letting him know that she did not like it. Like, that is not how I parent her, and I don't like it. I don't understand making her eat off the kids' menu. I'm not really sure what the connection is to her misbehaving. I mean, maybe that's your way of trying to remind her you a child, you're not an adult. Like, you can't act like an adult. Like, let me remind you that you're not an adult. Go on and get that kids menu. Maybe that's what his connection was. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what the connection was. Like, oh, I'm gonna remind you that you still a child. Go and get them chicken nuggets and them fries. You know what I'm saying? But let me say this. And in the previews for next week's episode, I do see where Ro is suggesting that they go to therapy. I think that's what they need, because as somebody who's in a school who teaches kids, this is like the third time that we've heard about her daughter getting in trouble in school. Ro talks about her daughter having a smart mouth, being, coming out her mouth crazy kind of thing. I can appreciate that they're trying to nip it in the bud. I can appreciate that they are addressing it. But let me say this, and this is coming from a place of not knowing anything more than what they have shown us on this show. I think it's deeper than, because Ro was saying, well, when she stays with you, she comes back acting different. It's like when she goes and spends time with you, then she's, she comes back and she's a little sassy. She's a little this, she's a little that. I think it's deeper than that. I think that Ro's daughter is a product of what we're dealing with, what I see in school all the time with these kids, with this disrespectful tones, this nasty mouth. And sometimes you meet the parents and you like, I don't understand why you come to school and act like this, because your mama don't play. Like, it's not always the absentee parent. It's not always the parents who don't punish. sometimes it's the kids, the parents really be on them. It's not always that parent, right? And I feel like Ro is not one of, I mean, from what she's telling us, Ro punishes her, Ro addresses the behavior. But I will say this, Ro also says she's spoiled. Ro also says she's spoiled. And again, I don't want to speak too deep on it because I don't know more. But let me say this. I would wonder. I have a wondering, okay? In school, we call it wonderings, right? I have a wondering. I wonder, everything doesn't have to be an extreme response, right? I wonder, what is the day-to-day correction look like? What does the day-to-day correction look like? For example, my nephew got a smart mouth. Y'all know I love my baby. Y'all know I love my nephew down. But baby, he got a smart mouth. And he got it honest because his mama and his daddy are smart asses. You hear me? Both of his parents got a smart ass mouth. So, and they're both sarcastic as hell. My sister and her husband are sarcastic as fuck. Okay? And they both have smart ass mouths. So my nephew has a smart mouth. So the other day, Father's Day, we were eating dinner, and I don't remember what we were talking about. I honestly don't remember now. But what I do remember is my nephew was getting ready to respond to something that my sister had said. And baby, I guess she could just tell because she know her child. And she stopped him. She said, "Hold on. Before you say what you get ready to say, I want you to think about it, and I want you to ask yourself, is what I'm getting ready to say gonna get me in trouble?" And he started talking. She said, you didn't think long enough. I want you to stop before you say what you get ready to say. And I want you to think about it. Because she knows that her child is developing. And the reality is, a lot of times what my nephew says isn't wrong, but it's not necessarily appropriate for a child to say to an adult. You understand what I'm saying? I think I told y'all this story before. One day he was in school, and he had a teacher and he had a teacher's aide. And he had done something and the teacher put him in timeout. Don't remember what happened. This was like when he was in kindergarten. So when he got out of timeout, he asked the teacher's aide something like maybe not immediately after he got out of timeout, but a little bit later, he asked the teacher's aide something. And the teacher responded. And my nephew said, "I wasn't talking to you. I'm mad at you. I was talking to her." Now, at the end of the day, he wasn't talking to his teacher. He asked the question to the teacher's aide. However, should a 5-year-old child talk to an adult that way? No. No. He did it to me yesterday. I picked him up because I took him with me to the cookout to go see the fireworks and stuff. And when we were sitting there waiting, I was waiting for him to get dressed. And he asked my sister something. And I responded. I answered the question. And he said, "I was talking to my mommy." Now, technically, he wasn't wrong. He didn't ask me the question. But my sister had to address it and say, "Whoa, that's your aunt. She can answer you. She can answer your question." Like, and again, he's not wrong, but he's a child. And I think that's what we're missing right now, is that we are allowing children to be adults and be in adult spaces. And that's why I said what I said the last 2 episodes about how I had a problem with them having these adult conversations around this child. Ro can have as many issues with her baby daddy as she wants to. Those are those adult issues. That child should never know that. She should never know that. That's my opinion. And again, I'm not saying that Ro's a bad mom. I think from what we can see, Ro's a great mom. She's really trying to figure it out, okay? But at the end of the day, that's just stuff that as children we were never allowed to do. We were never allowed to be around adults talking about adult shit. Never. I wish I would. And if I walked into a room and my mama was on the phone, my mama said, "Can I help you?" "Okay, well, come back later because I'm on the phone." And if by some chance I overheard something, My mother was very clear to tell me, that's an adult conversation. Don't you repeat nothing. And I think we are too easy to allow children in adult spaces. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I just feel like we give kids too much. And I think that is why we're dealing with so much bullshit with these kids now, because they really do think they are entitled to stuff. Baby, when I was growing up, you know what was an acceptable answer from my mama? If I asked my mama and my mother said no, and I said why, you know what was an acceptable response? Because I said so. Because I said so was an acceptable response. That was a full sentence, beginning, middle, and end. Because I said so. Okay, cool. Mom, can I go to the movies? No. Why? Because I said so. Cool. Got it. Now I'm dealing with parents that feel like, well, I need to explain. I feel like I should explain to them. No. Why? Why are you explaining? Because then they're going to feel like they're entitled to question you when it comes to everything, and everything ain't a conversation. Everything ain't a question. Like I told y'all, if I'm walking with my nephew, needs to know that when I tell him to do something, he does it. It's not a discussion. It's not a debate, because I might potentially see a danger that he doesn't see. I could see a dog coming down the street and I could tell him, get in the yard. I ain't got time to explain. I ain't got time to explain why I need you to get in the yard. Get your ass in the yard. Now, once the danger has passed, I might say to him, look, I saw that dog before you did. That's why it's important to listen to me when I tell you to do something. Because I didn't know if that dog was dangerous. I didn't know if that dog was off the line. I didn't know what was going on with that dog, but I saw it coming down the street, and I didn't see him with an adult. Get your ass in that yard. Newbie said, I've had to change it. I don't think I have the brain width right now. Leave me. Or I would get this conversation is not up for debate. Yeah. You know, and again, I know I done went off on a tangent, y'all, but y'all know I'm passionate about this because y'all deal with y'all kids at home, but I deal with what y'all send out the house. I deal with what y'all send out the house. And more, what y'all are sending out the house is making my life hard. So I'm passionate about that side of it, you know, and again, I know that there are parents that are doing the best they can. I know there are parents that are struggling. I know there are parents that are really trying. But more times than not, I'm not dealing with those parents. I'm just not. I'm not dealing with those parents. I'm dealing with the other ones. But anyway, my daughter teaches 3-year-olds. She's had children tell her, my mama threw dad's clothes out. Daddy broke mama phone. My mama and daddy in jail. Yeah. Because again, kids aren't stupid. Kids pick up on stuff. Kids, and then again, they hear you, they see you, they know. And what type of trauma are you putting on that child? So now you got a 3-year-old child that has witnessed clearly some sort of violence in their home. What do you expect? What's the parent supposed to, what's the teacher supposed to do with that all day? But anyway, I done went off on a tangent long enough. I thought that was a cute scene. I appreciate the fact that Ro is giving us that storyline. And even she said to him, she was like, look, I just don't appreciate the way you talk to her. I just don't think it's necessary. You know, my daughter started crying. And so I responded because I don't want anybody to hurt my child, including her father, right? But it does seem like he's a part of your child, of the daughter's life. The daughter spends time with him. The daughter talks to him. Hell, the daughter does look just like him. My gosh, they're twins. But you should protect your child. And so I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the fact that in next week's episode, it looks like they are still looking to they're still looking to do therapy and improve this. And you know, yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way with my nephew. Follow my directions the first time. I'm definitely going to explain after because I need you to make those decisions and when I'm not around. Yeah, I don't have a problem with. I'm not saying that nothing should ever be explained to a child, but what I'm saying is I don't want children to get into the habit of feeling like I have to explain something to them before they listen to what I'm telling their ass to do. You know what I'm saying? Ro is doing the heavy lifting and seems capable to stir the father's behavior so that everyone can be successful. Yeah, I definitely feel like they're in the right place. They're having the conversations, they're talking about it. And the father, he seemed like the kind of person that when he get mad, he just get mad. Because we saw him in a good space. I mean, he was making jokes, he was open to the conversation, he was listening to Ro. I didn't hear him apologize about nothing. I could have missed that. I mean, I didn't, and we still don't know what exactly he said. Like neither one of them are telling us the words. Neither one of us neither one of neither one of them are telling us the words. So we still don't know what that man said. But what we do know is it was enough that it made his daughter cry. So, and Ro responded to his response. You know what I'm saying? So, the next scene we saw is with Latoya meeting Jordan down to the diamond place. What's Jordan's budget and where does he work? Like, what does Jordan do for a living? I'm curious. I don't remember it ever being said. I don't know. It may not have ever been said. I don't remember it ever being said. But what that man do for a living? Rose said that the father and her got heated and they didn't show that part. Oh, so they edited that scene. Okay. She was in T's chat today. Okay. So okay. Well, they didn't show us. I can only go by what they showed us, child. I can only go by what they showed us. But if it got heated, they were able to, I guess, to still. I don't know. I still want to know what the man said to the daughter. Because let me be honest. How I say this nicely. I want to know what I'm gonna just say. Leave it at that. I want to know what that man said. I want to know what that man said. Because I'm gonna be honest and tell y'all, I'm not convinced. I want to know what he said. I'm gonna just leave it at that. This meeting down to the ring, it was giving me very KK Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm gonna get her friend to meet me down to the diamond place and look at rings, but I ain't really buying no ring. Like, what is your budget, Jordan? You talking about something that ring? You wanted a bigger ring? You wanted, baby? What's the budget? And when you planning to do this? Like, what's the budget and when you planning to do this? Like, and then Latoya giving him a cheerleading speech. I'm Team Jordan. I want to see y'all win. I do know that y'all had a little situation about Chloe talking to your mom, and and then it sounded like he did a 360 on that. Talking about some, well, I understand why she calls my mom, and we talked about it, and I understand. I'm so sick of them. I'm just sick of both of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sick of them. I don't know and I don't care. I don't know. And I know that like the first episode, the people said that they were married. I don't know if they're married in real life because I don't really follow. I don't follow either one of them on social media, so I don't know if they're married in real life. But let me be honest, I don't care. As a friend or an associate, I would have asked Jordan about the other women first. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have got involved in that. And again, I know we filming the show, but I wouldn't have got involved in that, especially because I would not be encouraging my friend to get married to this man who she still, I feel like, hasn't given herself enough time to work through the infidelity and the trust. That's me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they can't come back from that. I have friends who were in relationships where there was infidelity and they got past it and they've been together for 20 years. Like, I'm not saying you can't get past infidelity. For some people, it's a deal breaker. For some people, it's not. So I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody, oh my gosh, you can't come back from that. Oh no. Oh, he cheated. Oh, absolutely not. I don't know. I can't tell somebody what their deal breaker is and what they're willing to deal with and what they're willing to put up with. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to say is, as a friend, I wouldn't sign off on a marriage because I feel like y'all ain't finished processing this. Especially, and I know Latoya probably don't know that the girls are not happy with it because Chloe telling everybody that the girls love him. And then we found out something totally different. She had just got finished saying how much them girls love Jordan. And then we see in the next episode, they don't like that at all. They don't like that. So for me, as a friend, I'm not going to help out with you. I'm not going to support this because I'm not in support of it. I don't think y'all ready. So you don't need me to go buy a ring. And I might like you. I might think I have friends who I have liked the other person that they were with, but once they hurt my friend, I mean, you hurt my friend. You cheated. You hurt him. You hurt her. I can't get past that. As their friend, because I was their friend first. As their friend, I can't get past that. That's just me. Now, if my friend come to me, I mean, my friend's boyfriend, my friend's girlfriend, whatever, comes to me and says, "Hey, I'm ready to do this," and I know that from where I sit, their relationship is good. Yeah, I'll meet you down to the jewelry store. Yeah, I'll ask a few questions and find out what they want, what kind of cut they want, and all that. Yeah, I'll do all of that. I love love. I support love, but what I don't support is toxicity, and I'm not going to support that. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I might have to run and go because this thing getting on my nerves, and I'm in the house. Ciao. The lies are real. Ciao. Look at the polygamous. I'm downloading. I'm putting it on my tablet to look at on the plane. So I'm going to watch the polygamous on my trip. So when I get back, I may have a conversation for the polygamous. But I'm gonna watch the polygamous on my trip. So I'm downloading it. Matter of fact, I need to when I get off of here, because I'm not done packing. I'm almost done though, but I'm not done packing. So, but yeah. All right. Ain't no way I would play with my friend's heart, family, body, or finances. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm still waiting on Jordan to act like he's sorry for cheating. Right. I'm with you on that. Like, I'm still waiting. Hello. So then we see Manira meet up with her dad. And again, we kind of already talked about this a little bit. But again, she was also upset that she felt like her dad wasn't sharing his medical stuff with her. She was like, I'm an only child. I should know these things. I'm going to be honest and I'm going to flip it around. You said in your own words, you said that you are not, close with your dad, that you really haven't seen your dad or spent a lot of time with your dad. So why would your dad feel like he need to pick up the phone and call you and tell you his medical information if y'all don't have that? Just because you're the only child doesn't automatically make you his next to contact or his point of contact. Like, that doesn't automatically make you the next person that he's going to share that information with if y'all don't have that relationship. Hell, he might have a next door neighbor who has a son who he's close to, and that young man might go to all his doctor's appointments with him. Like, by your own words, I think you need to work on that relationship before you start holding him accountable for sharing his medical business with you. Hell, I talk to my mama damn near every day, and it'd be stuff that she don't tell me, and I be getting mad. I'm like, Mom, you didn't tell me that. Oh, I didn't? No. And y'all know I talk to my mama damn near every day. It's stuff with my parents and their medical stuff that, that's why sometimes I be like, I'm going to the doctor with you. When your next doctor's appointment? All right, I'll meet you there. Because sometimes, one, getting older is hard, and for those of us that are getting older, it is hard accepting you can't do things that you used to be able to do. We were talking about that last night at my at the cookout, because my uncle, he loved the kids. Like, he's that guy. Like, he loved the kids, right? And they drive up to Pennsylvania and they go get them damn, like, the real fireworks. Like, he don't buy them little boxes off the side of the road firework kits, right? He buys the stuff that shoots up in the air and like the real fireworks. And he must buy $500, $600 worth of fireworks. Like, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. But we were sitting back last night, like, everything was bothering us. The smoke, the noise. We were like, oh my gosh, the noise. Like, it was, and we were sitting there like, yeah, that used to be us. We didn't have to pass the baton. Like, it used to be us lighting up the fireworks and out there messing around. And, oh, we loved it. Like, we done passed it on, not just to the next generation child. We done passed it. The generation after the generation we passed it to was out there. And we were sitting there last night like, yeah, I remember. Like, the kids who were babies when we were doing the fireworks are now parents that got, you know what I mean? And so it's hard sometimes for adults to accept that they can't do. So it's more than just a phone call, how you feeling. You have to really physically be there, because they're not going to tell you everything. And something that you might think is important, they don't think is a big deal. I'll be like, Mom, you didn't. She'll be like, oh, well. What you mean? Oh, well. So, yes, he gets the ones that go, all that snapping, all that. Oh my gosh, yes. They go boom, they snap, they whistle, they do all that shit. Okay. They do all of the above. Fireworks while living with a vet is a different experience. I'm sure. My cousin, I told you guys, my cousin, she works for the UN, and she was actually in Somalia, which is considered a war zone. She literally lived in like a canteen. Like it literally was her living space when she lived in Somalia was probably, it was smaller than a studio apartment. Like, it literally, she damn near could touch one wall to the next wall. And she was there during COVID. And like, when they leave out of the protected space, she had to wear a bulletproof vest. She had to wear a helmet, like, going to and from the airport and stuff like that. And so they constantly heard things, bombs and guns and all that kind of stuff. And when we were in Saint-Tropez a couple of years ago, when we were in Saint-Tropez, they were shooting off fireworks because it was the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the French troops during World War II, something like that. And so they were shooting off all of these fireworks. And it was a lot for her. Like, she was physically upset. It was a lot. And again, my condolences go to you, Pretty Green Eyes, and anybody else who has to deal with that, because it is definitely, like, that was my first time seeing it, and it's definitely a different experience. And then people who have dogs, a lot of dogs can't. It gives dogs anxiety too. Those noises give dogs a lot of dogs. So, so yeah, I don't know. All I can say to you, Manira, is don't let this be a one-off. Like, if you want to be more involved, if you want to know more that's going on, call your dad regularly. Find out when his doctor's appointments are. Ask him, because y'all don't have that kind of relationship where you could just show up. Like, I can just show up at my parents because, they've been my parents, right? But ask him, is it okay? Can I come to your doctor's appointment? I would like to sit down, because and don't make it seem like, well, because I'm the only child, and when something happens to you, it's going to fall on me. Don't make it sound like it's going to be a burden to you. Don't make it, because honestly, it almost sounds like you were saying it as if that's going to be a burden. Don't make it seem like it's going to be a burden to you. Make it seem like I want to be involved, because yes, we've lost a lot of time, but I want, I want to be there to help you how I can help you. I want to be active because there may be things I can do. You know what I mean? Don't make it seem like, well, I'm the only child and all of this is going to fall on me. Like, that would not make me want to open up to you, because then I'd be like, well, shit, I don't want to, like, you ain't got to worry about me. I ain't no burden. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, this last scene, I think it's the last scene, we have is the party, Rose party. So, first of all, thank you for everybody showing up in theme. Everybody showed up in their animal print. I loved it. I thought it was really cute. I thought it was a cute theme. A lot of times when these reality shows, stuff gets recycled. I'm not going to say we've never had an animal print party before, because I'm sure in 20 years of Housewives and 30 years of reality television, I'm sure we've had an animal print theme party. But it didn't seem so recycled that I couldn't sit back and be like, oh, I saw this on season 5. I saw this on season 6. I saw, you know what I mean? So shout out. Every lady had a box, and there were things inside of the box. They played the questions game. Now, we have seen that before, child. Now, we see the questions game on every damn reality show, that we're going to ask these questions, and everybody has to answer. Well, Elena wasn't even there, child. Look, Elena gone. We just going to accept the fact that Elena gone. Sha-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. She gone. We didn't go anywhere, but people around us were getting them off. It stopped around 11, thank God. Yeah, we stopped. When I left from around my best friend's house, it was after 11 when I left. And they were still shooting off fireworks, child. I dropped my because the house where I was is around the corner from where my sister and my parents live. So I took, we were right around the corner. And shout out to my brother-in-law. He don't listen to me. He ain't here. But let me give a shout out to my brother-in-law. Because yesterday was the first time. And when I say the first time in 8 years, because my nephew is 8. He'll be 9 in September. The first time in almost 9 years that I have had my nephew and my brother-in-law didn't call me 20 times. Like, I kept waiting for my phone to ring or me to get a text message. I didn't get none of that. I am shocked. Because his father really be blowing my phone up when I have him. So anyway. So as the ladies went around the table, the first question was about fetishes, right? I need some of y'all to look up what a fetish is, because Labrina was like, being nice to people or some shit like that was a fetish. Girl, stop. And that's not no damn fetish. You and your husband get freaky deaky. You and your husband, that there's something that you like. And I wouldn't necessarily even call that a fetish, because it actually turned into just stuff that you like. Latoya said having sex in unusual places, but then when they asked her to press for unusual, she couldn't get no example. Girl, give us when you say unusual, what you mean? Like, are we talking about elevator unusual? Are we talking about outside at the park unusual? Are we talking about in a venue where you did an event unusual? Like, what are you just talking about? Like living room floor unusual? We need some clarification on the unusual. I'm just saying. Rose said she liked to be bit a little bit. She said somebody biting her neck. Now, your baby daddy said that. So when you said it as one of your fetishes and your baby daddy said something about, don't make me come over there and bite you on that neck, I said, he remember how to get you where he wants you to go. Ro. He remember how to get you where he wants you to go. Manira said pulling her hair. I don't remember what Chloe said, and I don't remember what Ashley said, if I'm being honest. I don't remember what they said. But I need y'all to look up fetish. Right. Labrina and her husband probably the freakiest ones on this damn show. Truth be told, they probably doing the most freakiest is of things. Truth be told, quiet as kept and loud as it is, they probably the freakiest is of them. Doing it in the park, doing it after dark. Oh yeah, Rock Creek Park. Oh yeah, Rock Creek Park. Yes, girl. Yes. Chloe, they started. They asked another question, and Chloe started talking about allowing people to help her and being open. Not her and Manira, I think, said the same thing, or was it Ro, that about opening up and allowing people to help. She said, I just put everything on myself because at the end of the day, who's gonna take care of these kids but me? Who's gonna take care of the things but me? Like, and I don't open up and I don't allow people in and I don't give people that opportunity. I think a lot of, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but I think a lot of Black women deal with this syndrome, whether they're married or single, whether they're old or young. I think a lot of Black women, it was just, whether it was verbally taught to us or non-verbally taught to us, we grew up with the understanding that it was all on us. We were the matriarch of our family. We were the backbone. Everything fell on us. And again, whether it was verbally said to us or it was non-verbally conveyed to us, I think a lot of Black women carry that. And let me tell you something. Do not underestimate the power of a good friend group. And I mean a good and a real friend group, right? I mean a real friend group. I don't even mean people that, I don't mean people that you just cool with. I don't mean people that you friends with just because you've known them and you friends with them. I'm talking about the people that you can let all of that down and have those real conversations. I told you I have a friend group. My group, my crew that I'm going, I'm traveling with next week. We get so raw with each other. I mean, raw with each other. I mean, real. And we have other friend groups outside of us. You know what I mean? We have other good friends outside of us. But when I say that is a level of a safe space, it's a level of a safe space. And what is so funny about that friend group is all of us met through somebody else that we're no longer even friends with. It's 4 of us in this group that I'm talking about. It's technically 5, but it's 4 of us that's going to be on the trip. And 2 of the people in that friend group I met through somebody who I'm not even friends with anymore. Me and that person are not friends anymore. And I met them because they went to college with her, and that's how we became friends. And then the other one I met through a friend who neither one of us are friends with that friend anymore, but we became friends. And we've maintained our friendship, and it has built and it has gotten stronger, And so I guess I'm saying that to say, don't limit where that friend group is going to come from. Don't limit that. Wait a minute. Hello, good afternoon, tribe. Nancy, you as well. I don't know who Nancy is. Really, B, are you doing a Big Brother thing where you pick the team? I don't think so, because I'm not actually. The answer is no. I don't know if Kiss My Cheeks is doing it on her channel. I won't be doing Big Brother until I get back. I'm literally leaving. I'm going on a trip tomorrow, and I won't be back until next week. So I'm going to miss the premiere and all that good stuff. And I really didn't have the time. Normally we'll usually do like a preview. We'll talk about like a preview and go through who's like. I'm not going to be able to do any of that. So the answer for me is no. But you can check on Kiss My Cheeks' channel and see if she's planning to do it. But I know she. Just check her channel because I don't know, but I know for me, no, I'm not going to be doing it. But yeah, so then Ro and Ashley had a chance to have a conversation about the wall up conversation, and Ro feels like maybe the information that was conveyed to her in a way that was shady, and she was like, if it had been said to me the way Ashley said it to me, I probably wouldn't have felt no kind of way about it. I probably wouldn't have responded the way I did. But because it was sort of conveyed to me in a shady way, I took it as that. And so that's why I kind of had the attitude. But I don't really have no issue with Ashley. So it looks like Ashley and Ro are kind of cool now. Like they done worked out whatever they need to work out. Like they're in a good space. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. That was pretty much the episode, you guys. With that being said, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing the rest of today. I am going to do a story time on my travel channel. I'm going to be doing a story time about my first Norwegian cruise and why I have never been on another one. So I'm going to do that story time probably in about 30, 40 minutes. Treese actually just called me. So I'm going to call her when I get off the phone and find out I'm going to find out if they're doing their Raising Canaan tonight. If they're doing their Raising Canaan live tonight, I might jump on their Raising Canaan live because they usually do that around 8 o'clock. And that's when I'm doing Real Housewives of Potomac. So because there's no Real Housewives of Potomac, oh, thank you, Auntie Eva. All right, I'm going to come back to that in a second. Because there's no Real Housewives of Potomac, I might jump on that with them. So I'll let you guys know. And I got to finish packing. And I got to get my trash together. So I'm about to do all of that today. Yes, I forgot. Ro and the owner of the establishment was flirting. Ro, listen, you got the men's all pausing over there, okay? The men all pause when she walks into the room. Listen, Ro got the men all pausing. That man was flirting with you, Ro. And again, you was blushing and you was flirting back. Now, you said you haven't taken your new body for a spin. I think it's time. I think maybe it's time for you to take the body for a spin. I think it's time for the body yada yada to be spinning because you got them. Now, I ain't saying baby daddy. I don't feel like you need to go down that. I don't think you need to go down that road. I think flirting is cute, but I mean, the owner said, girl, call me. He said, Ro, text me. Text me, girl. Call me, girl. That's what that man said, bro. That's what that man said. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You better call that man. I wish Ro had dropped down. I would have asked her, did you call that man? She said they cut a lot out of that scene with the owner too. Well, they got to edit the stuff, child. They got to make it look the way they wanted to look. But she was flirting. And he was flirting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Climax was the women's group, honey. And it was so funny. This let you know how young I was. I used to love me some Climax, but I didn't even understand the play on words of their name in a Climax. I didn't get it. I didn't get it for a long time. But I used to be singing, the men all pause when I walked into the room. Climax used to be my shit. I used to love Climax. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. So I'll see y'all in about 30, 40 minutes. Yeah. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.